Hi, my name is Michelle, and on this channel, this is my first YouTube channel, and I am decided to document my journey that I'm doing for my weight loss journey, and a couple of other things. So, a little shy, so I'm trying to get used to the camera a little bit, but I would like to document throughout this channel. One of the key things I want to push to my audience and my subscribers, even if you don't subscribe and you stop by here and there, you watch my videos, I still want it to be more of an inclusive conversation. I actually been given so many different things about 10 years ago that I wanted to start pushing out, but I held it in. And then I made a video one time on Facebook, had a lot of views. It ended up getting taken down, which was very sentimental. Conversation was actually a year after I lost my dad. So I was basically recording my journey. I was recording how my first year had been. But my key topic, even on this channel, is self-reflection. And you'll see that. And you'll see that I will also be talking about a lot of mirrors, how I want my audience, I want you to gauge yourself in the mirror. So as you look at my picture that I put on my page as my image, I use that same image that I used from back in 2022 when I made a self-reflection. I made that as my symbol, and I decided to carry that forth to this channel. And so I still kept it as 2022 because that's when I created it. And the messages that I received to speak to people about is about looking internally at who you are and then reflecting it externally. And what do I mean by that? Including your weight loss journey. So some key things when you're trying to lose weight, or when you're trying to lose weight or do anything throughout your life, it's always understanding who you are at that moment. Right before you start your journey, actually writing it down. I like to say, write it down. If you write it down or put sticky notes around your mirror, some people do it that way, or another way is write it on your mirror. Right? So I have that key thing. As you look at my image, you'll see some writing on the mirror. And you will see at the bottom it says, I think it says I love me or something like that. So it's supposed to be like a reflecting off of you, who you are, and not everybody else. So this is about your journey. This is not about everybody else's journey. This is your particular journey that you're taking, and the walk of it is with your community. It takes a village, right? That's what they use when we're talking about raising a child. But I look at this community of people. When I came in, I've never seen a medication have a community. Actually, this is my first medication. I'm not a person that take medication. I have two kids. I actually went natural with both of my children. So no epidural, natural for both of my children, and I no flu, no vaccines. That as an adult, and so I am not a person that gravitates to medication. In my profession, I actually been ordering these medicine for the for possibly for the past 9 years, right? Because I've probably been ordering Ozempic for many patients because I oversee a pharmacy. And so I actually never thought that I would be on one. I never even considered, never thought about it, not once, even though when I lost my gallbladder, I gained about 70 pounds right after. And that was, I think I lost my gallbladder in 25, so I think 23, I think it's 23, I think January of 23. I lost my gallbladder. It was either January of 23 or January of 22. I just don't know. I'll think about the date and I'll put it up if I have to just go back and do a little bit more research. Um, but when I lost my gallbladder, that was kind of like an epiphany right there in my life. And where before that, so we're talking about 2 years prior, almost 2.5 years prior, I my life was before this 2.5 year scenario. Everything was good for me. I not gonna say everything's perfect, but I was living my ideal life, and I got hit suddenly with my father passing, and he was my best friend. So with him being my best friend, I don't know if a lot of people can relate, but I was the only child for 10 years of my life. And I say that maybe it was 9.5 because I do have other siblings. But I want to say maybe it was 9.5. But most of my childhood, I was the only child. And so I had both of my parents. And even after of me being young and have both of my parents as an adult, I had both of my parents even if they weren't together. And so um, I look at myself as like I was thankful. Yes, I grew up differently. I grew up in a project in the inner city, um, but my connectivity that I had with my father, we were like this. We were like tight. That was my best friend. Um, he's my best friend, and nobody I would have thought ever would have just like left me so suddenly was him, and it happened. And when it happened, I was unprepared. I wasn't prepared for that. I prepared for a lot of things in life. I didn't prepare for that. Um, it's a deep story for me, but I won't get in too deep because I know sometimes we have all lost someone, right? But it's about still looking in the mirror and reflecting about who you really are, where you're trying to get, and what do you need to get there? What steps do you need to take to get there? So for me, the steps I needed to get where I am today, I had to have therapy, psychiatrist. I think I had to have two counselors, so two therapists and a psychiatrist, because within 5 months of that, I also lost somebody that I was very close to for many years. So that person, like, basically, we were together for, I would say, not like in a like we were just basically really good friends for a very long time. So I consider that person like my partner, period. So never got married or anything like that from that person, but very close. And so when I lost that person 5 months later after my dad, those are the two men that I kind of looked up to. And then after that, um, life went on. I became like not really myself, and then went through a huge depression with that part. But then I continued to move on with my life. When I said I continued to move on with my life, I continued to live my life the way I needed to live it, whatever that meant, right? Try to look past it after while therapy keeps going on. Got to still go to work, got to still do all, got to still pay the bills, got to still take care of my children. So all of that passed, lost my gallbladder, and then that's my health. That's my first health really scare was I had to have emergency surgery. And after that emergency surgery, I started to have heavy bleeding. Didn't know where it was coming from. Was consistently calling my PCP. Don't feel like I was getting the proper care or tentativeness that I needed regarding that matter. And then right after that, I basically gained a whole bunch of weight. So I want to say I gained like maybe 70 plus pounds. I don't know. But my highest weight, I think, again, I would have to probably go back and check like other, because I really wasn't weighing myself a lot. But I think like in is late December, I was like 274. I remember going to the doctors in late December and going to the hospital and them telling me so that, and I was like, wow, I'm almost 280, I'm almost 300 pounds. And I took that like, okay, Michelle, get yourself together. So I did start to walk as much as I can. If I did the stairs at my job, if I just did little things just to make sure that I was moving my body consistently. And so taking that one step forward, I then had two sleep studies in January of 2025. Um, and then that's when I was diagnosed with OSA, which is obstructed sleep apnea. And I have severe obstructed sleep apnea. Um, and after that, I took it very serious because now I'm like, wow, my health is like not going in a direction that I even thought about. And in between there, I was calling my provider. I was just going to the hospital a lot in December and January. I just remember just always like between November and December and January, I was in and out the ENR, ER, urgent care, trying to get help because it just felt like something was wrong. And I just didn't know. My breathing was off, and I looking for help. I didn't look to even think about, again, going down this direction. But when I was at my ENT, it was suggested that I get on Zepbound, And I was like, that medication sounds familiar. And he said, it's going to help you with your sleep apnea and help you with your weight. And he was like, if you focus on your weight, that's key. Or you can do CPAC, which I know there's a lot of people out there who try to CPAC and they like it. For me, in my situation in particularly, it wasn't going to work for me. When I did go for the second sleep study, it wasn't at my house. It was actually at a facility. I was up all night with that machine. So I did not want to go down that road at all. My job, I need to be focused in the morning. So I cannot be up because of machine, and I'm a very light sleeper. So, and I basically from there decided, or I can get like some type of, I think maybe they said a surgery. I think they have this new thing that's being tested out where they put something somewhere. I don't know if it's your throat, your nose, your heart, somewhere. I'm not with the surgeries anymore. I had one surgery, I was bleeding for like 2 years plus. I don't know what part I left off at. But, okay, I lost my gallbladder. OSA, I got diagnosed, it was in a facility. I could not sleep with the sleep. I could sleep at the sleep study with the second one because that machine. So anyways, long story short, I decided to get on Zepbound. I ordered the Zepbound, I got the Zepbound, everything was great. And I basically didn't want to take it. So I held on to it for a little bit. I started juicing. So it was like sometime in February, I believe. Like February. In February, I started taking it sometime in March. So, taking it, and that was like kind of like a scary experience altogether. So, I started taking the medication sometime in March. I want to say it was kind of the beginning of March, somewhere around there. So I started juicing for like, I want to say started like juicing all of February. And then like, I was so nervous about taking this medicine. I was so nervous. I actually have like a rare allergy to certain medications and certain foods. I was very, very nervous. And I basically remember talking to my younger child about it, and then talking to my son about it. And just like, we started going to the gym together. And then we had a bad event that happened. And then we basically, like, life happened, and then we continued. I continued to take it. I believe I had just started it, and then something happened. So, like, I think that the day I started my first shot, something bad really happened. And I was just, like, so nervous about taking it, and I took it. And I took it in my first shot was in my right leg. And at that time, I don't think I had a scale. I went to CVS to get a scale, I think, during those weeks, and then it wouldn't calibrate right. So my son was taking a look at it, and then I had returned it and got another one. The lady just let me exchange it. Got it from CVS. I think it's a pretty nice scale. And so I did buy a scale. I didn't buy a lot of stuff in the beginning. I know that I don't tolerate pills a lot, but I did buy some vitamins because I started juicing from this local place that's in my town. And when I started juicing mostly greens. So I would do like spinach, cucumber, celery. I think one time I just did celery by itself for like a whole week, just to start off and just to see. And then I had water, of course, right? I really was trying to cleanse my body out, just so I have a fresh start. I was doing so many things before I started because I was just like, oh, I just want to make sure that my body is good before I'm taking something in that's foreign to my body. And so I was, kind of a little whiner about the whole situation. Everybody's different, but I was very nervous. And then I took it, I want to say whatever day, sometime, maybe it was the first or second week into March that I took it. I can't quite remember. I wasn't planning to document my journey. I didn't even want to do it at all. I was like, this is beyond me. I was like, I don't want to be nothing to do with this. And then of course before I even started it, I did start like looking up different stuff about the medication because I wanted to check the ingredients and didn't have the thing that I was allergic to in it, which I was very happy about. I also wanted to check side effects, things to look out for, and I was just like, okay, let's see what happens when I first take it, and then I'll react based on that. I don't want to. I started seeing like so many people talking about it, and I was just like, I don't like to compare and contrast myself to anyone throughout my whole life. So not just about this, but any part of my life, like my education. Okay. Sorry, the dog came in, and I do not like the smell of dogs. But I shouldn't say that because there's a lot of people that have dogs, but I really don't like the smell of dogs. So so I took the medicine. I didn't have my first shot, my right leg. I didn't have any side effects. I took it, and I remember having some chicken breast and some okra because I love those things. Anyways, I love eating okra and chicken. I would eat a whole like a whole thing of okra. I love okra. I love okra. I love spinach, any green beans, any vegetables. I love squash, zucchini, anything. I love vegetables. I love vegetables. Then I would say vegetables, chicken breast, some brisket or something, and then fruit. I'm not like a huge fruit person, but I'll eat some fruit, especially on a nice, warm, sunny day. But I love lemon. I like lime over lemon, but I like both. But my preference is lime. Anytime I go out and I get something to drink, I would say, can I get a water with no ice with lime, not lemon? And can I get two, please? Thank you. Um, so yeah, so I had that. I had my juice because I was juicing, and I had my okra, my chicken. I was ready, and I didn't have any side effects. I didn't feel anything, and I already had told myself that I wasn't weighing myself until the next month. I didn't care what happened. If I had to, if I wanted to know, I was not going to check the scale. I did start to see. I'm not a person that watches TV. I'm not a person that's usually on YouTube. A lot. I have a few channels that before this that I followed for other purposes, just to check in on a couple of things. If I just had like simple questions about something, I would like do a quick like, okay, let me check YouTube real quick. Okay, but I wasn't a person that like sat and watched it, and I don't watch TV. Unless the TV's on, then I'll watch TV. Um, so, but I'm not a person that's gonna come to your house and click on a TV, or I'm not gonna know different shows that's on. I can sit in Barnes and Noble and read a book. Um, I love books. I love to read, even though I'm dyslexic, right? So I am dyslexic. Um, but I can read because I do have a bachelor's in finance and a master's in accounting and taxation, and I am a professional, and I've been in my career for over 20 plus years, probably 27 years almost in my whole career of my both healthcare, finance, and just accounting. So between the two. Um, so I'm very knowledgeable on a lot of things. But back to my journey. So took my shot, no side effects. Um, I remember having like a dry mouth. So I was like, I'm not drinking enough. Brought this water jug. Decided to start drinking out of there. Because I had like two Stanleys. Me and my daughter always have like Stanleys or whatever. Just if I see something cute in purple, because I like maroon and purple. So maroon is my favorite color, and purple. And I like a Tiffany green with some silver. And I like green. I like Tiffany, certain colors. Like it just depends on what goes together. I like to mix and match with that. But I prefer like a pearl or like a silver too. So anyways, I had my little Stanleys, and it was nice. I think it was like a nice pink one, bright pink. And one day I'll show it. Before if I get a picture, I can put it over here, I think, or over here. I don't know. So I had my Stanley, drinking my Stanley, and I was like, oh, this is working. And then I forgot who it was. They said something about electrolytes. So I started to watch YouTube more and more and more. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hated that I was getting like addicted to YouTube. But one of the key people that I was following on YouTube, I think it was Twan from Traces of Life with Twan. I was watching her. She was like one of my first few videos that I seen of people that I watched just wanted to understand their journey, and I will always look at where they are and then I will go back to see where they started. So I want to really know about their whole journey. I'm not a person that just wants to start wherever their journey starts. I really want to start at the bottom and work my way up. So then you could really get to know who the person is and how did they get to this point and what are they looking to do. If I want to know, I want to know. And I don't like to pass judgment on anyone. So I don't like to judge. This is a peaceful environment for me. And I'm okay with, you know, good, bad, and ugly comments. I'm good with it all, but I would say be good, you know, because you do good, good will come back to you. You know, be a reflection of what you want to see. So if you do bad towards others, that's what's going to come back to you. If you want good to come towards you and excellence to come towards you, that's what you need to push out, you know. So that's what I believe. So anyways, back to my journey. So that was month 1. I had a lot of stuff going on. I was a little nervous. I want to say my first month, oh, my phone is up there, but let me look at my notes. My first month, I want to say I lost from March to April. I'm going to have to look at my picture. I would send my kids pictures of with the scale, but I want to say I was down almost 9 pounds on my first month. Maybe it was 8. Maybe it was like 8. And I was like, oh my God, I lost 8 pounds. Oh my God, look at me. So it was only me and my kids. And I'm just like, they don't know, they knew what was going on. We was trying to walk and go to the gym, and it was a lot going on again. So with our personal life. So I was just like, okay. So then we get to, that was my March to April. Then my April to May. Oh no, that was my April to May was tough. So, okay, there we go. My March to April, I lost 10 pounds. That's what it was. My April to May, I lost 8 pounds. And I was like, oh, but I was down 18. So I'm like, you know what? I got this. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to make it up in May because I know I had a rough month in April. April, I believe, was my rough month. And that's also the month that I believe that my dad passed in April. My dad died April 7th, 2021. And that's always a rough month for me. And his birthday is April 18th. So I basically am always very emotional. And at that time, I was actually happened to be in a facility because one of my family members wasn't doing good. So I was back and forth at that facility for that whole month. I was staying at the facility. And so I was just walking the hospital facility. I was walking outside. I would walk and go get me some food. Everything I had to do just to kind of exercise in that month, but I still only lost about 8 pounds. I have a friend in Florida that I talk to almost every day, and she didn't know that I started my journey, and I was very transparent to her and let her know. I don't like how I kept reading and hearing or seeing on the social media, which I don't really have a huge attachment to. I do have a Facebook page. I just set up a TikTok page like in the last month, and I don't really use my YouTube besides watching other people's videos or checking on something real quick if I wanted to watch like a free movie that they were doing or whatever, just because I watch movies if I'm just like sitting here bored. I might just put a movie on, but I'm not really watching it. It's watching me probably. But yeah, so more so, I'm not really into social media. So I kept seeing just bad things, like negative vibes about people taking a medication. I didn't understand it. And so I try to like really like sit and like write notes and understand like where are people's perspectives coming from when they're seeing this medication. Like why do people have, you know, some people are on this, but it's coming from this company, and people over here, and people saying, oh, they don't like this and they don't like that, or this is happening, and then insurance is messing with people. I was like, this is a whole hot mess that's happening right now with this thing. So I was like, I used to make jokes about this whole community thing. I'd be like, kids, I joined a posse. You know what? There's like a gang of these GLP-1s on YouTube, and they're everywhere. There's like these people over here, and these people on, you know, semaglutide, these people on tretepidine, Zepbound, Mounjaro. Some people on Calpol, and some people has been on both. Some people saying they don't lose weight, and some of the compound companies are frauding people. I'm like, it is a lot going on. And I used to be just having stories for days, and I'd be laughing, giggling. I have so many stories, like beyond measurement, with stories about what's happening. And, you know, but I would say Twan was definitely my first videos that I would watch all the time. She kind of encouraged me. She really showed how to do the injection. I searched for people that was showing how to do the injection. Back then, it wasn't that many people. I think it was, now that I know, I think it was Taisha, Simply Taisha. She was standing in her kitchen. I want to say it was her. Could be wrong, but I think so. She was standing in her kitchen giving her injection. It looks like she would always do it in her kitchen. I was like, okay, am I supposed to do it in the kitchen? Am I supposed to do this in the kitchen? I was like, I'm going to do mine in the bathroom. But I didn't know, right? And I didn't have connectivity with a lot of channels, and I wasn't trying to connect to people. I was basically, I want to say maybe I subscribed to Twan's. I like to support. I think I subscribed to Twan's. I don't know if I subscribed to Taisha's. I think her name is Taisha. I don't think I subscribed to hers. But anyways, I was only trying to look for like basically just how to do this injection and making sure I'm doing it right. So those are like two content creators. Now I got the terminologies for this community. The two content creators that I was like really looking into, and I think it's Simply Taisha. Simply Taisha was very inspirational about her messages that she put forth, and I appreciate that. I was like, listen, go girl. And I don't know why I didn't subscribe earlier, but I was like, oh, go girl. Like, she was just like, she always has something good to say. I would say that. So if you're not subscribed to her channel, I think you should go watch her videos. She always asks really great questions, and very inspirational for someone who just wants to read content. And also, if you're like a deep diver like me, you might appreciate that type of content. And then Traces of Twan, she's phenomenal. I would say that. I like her smile. She's always smiling. She's always in good spirits. Love that. You know, you have a thing for God. I love that too, sister. And she's just very transparent. And she seems like she's not bluffing, and she's not like reading off a script. She's just like, she's just being herself. I just love her content. And you know, sometimes she'll be packing her bag for work. Sometimes she'll be on the treadmill, well, not treadmill, on her bike, on her bike working out. Sometimes she would show her trip. Listen, the kind type, I get goosebumps sometimes when I be telling my kids about her. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. So Twan, congrats, you're amazing. You know, I feel like everybody's going somewhere, but these are the people that touched me in the beginning of my journey. So that's why I'm gonna give thanks where thanks is due to, and I hope I can encourage somebody in that same formality and help them get from A to B. But and also I was looking for somebody to just tell me about themselves. There wasn't a lot of people who did that. And I said, if I ever start, I'm gonna start my first video, whether there's a lot of people that watch it or not. I'm gonna try to timestamp it to kind of like say what part is what, just in case people want to like skip it over it. I was gonna go live today. I do want to cut myself off real quick. I was gonna go live today, but I need 50 subscribers, I guess, to go live. So I learned something new. So I couldn't go live. So Delilah, Vanity, and who else did I tell I was gonna go live? I told a handful of people I was going live. Don't hold it to my heart, please. As soon as I get my 50 subscribers, I'm going to plan a time to go live. For now, I'm going to be posting videos as much as I can, and so on and so forth. But don't hold anything to my heart, because I'm a person of my word. So I had my son setting up the camera for the time frame I said I was going to be on. This is a Monday. Today is Monday, July. What is today? Today the 20. No, today is the 10th, the 11th. I don't know. Maybe the 11th, the 10th or the 11th. I don't know. But anyways, and it's not even July. It's actually August 10th or 11th. Sorry. So anyways, back to my story. So that was my first month. My second month was 10 pounds. I was like, yo, I did it. No, was it April? April was 8. I did 13, I believe. 13, was it 13 in May? I think it was 13 in May. And I was super happy because I was on vacation with my daughter. We went on her trip. I'll put some clippings somewhere about that. We went on her trip. I'll put in another video. I might put in another video just saying, like, trip to blah, 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 blah. But anyways, went on a trip to Pennsylvania. I drove behind the bus. And so we had a quick 3-4 day trip. That was fun. We also, her birthday was at the end of the month, so we celebrated that. And then my birthday is in June, so we celebrated that. Geminis. Me and her both are Geminis. Yeah, so we both celebrated our birthdays, and that was fun. So that's where our time was spent there. And so in May, I didn't think I was going to lose a lot of weight. I lost 13 pounds. Then, on top of me losing the 13 pounds, I then turned around in June. And I think in June, I don't know, but June, I want to say I lost like maybe 11. And I think July was like 9.6. And then recently, so hopefully this adds up, because when I have my calculator, I'm currently at 55 pounds down. So wherever my number is, 274 is my starting weight. 219.6 is my current weight. So that's about 5.5 months. I lost 55 pounds. So I might have a video somewhere that says how to lose 50 pounds in 5 months. Hey. But yeah, so I did that. And the journey was fine. I did not have any side effects. That's the biggest thing. Probably the most thing. I was thirsty a lot, and it's hard for me to sleep. So I really didn't sleep as much as I wanted to. Pause. What? Yeah, so that's my time frame. And so in this 5-month journey, I decided to change my diet. I decided not to drink. What did I? Okay, yeah. So I walked away with. I decided to leave out any alcohol, any soda, only like no fast foods, juicing, fasting. I juice. When I say juice, it's basically mostly vegetables, and then I might put an apple inside of it. But it's a lot of cucumbers and celery and spinach, kale, lemon, lime, ginger. Yeah, I haven't did beets yet. I heard that it's very healthy for you, but I haven't did that. Another thing is I started to go to a couple of places also for some additional wellness things, which I would talk later on in another video of like when I start going over like my whole journey. But this is just a recap of like everything I did, and I decided to make this change. But overall, I lost 55 pounds as of today. Just came from the doctors today. I am 55 pounds down in my current weight loss. And some people would say that's another thing is I really just like, everybody's journey is different. And I know we all have stalls, right? And we all come across different times, and who knows what my ahead may be, right? But some people say, like, hey, you're a hyper responder, or it's like, but also I don't really know. I hear sometimes, or I watch different people's channels, which I like a lot of people's channels that I watch, but I watch people's channels and they didn't change anything. They still eat the same foods they eat. Might have changed their portion size, but they still decide to do certain things that I decided to not do at all. I also eat in only a 6 hour window. And I am like very structured about my meals and my sleep and how I'm doing everything, because I also got to go to work. I got to take care of my family. So I'm like kind of like this. So I'm really trying to push this live in this community. I try to catch people's lives. I try to watch people's videos when I can, just to say hello and, show support. I love to show support to people and show people love. So, it's, you guys definitely have a piece of my heart, because you guys have somehow, some way helped me. If even just this laughs and you guys are talking about this and I'm engaging with people, people are in the country, out the country, um, from the north, from the south, from the east to the west. We have people in all eras, all genres of life, all ages. I love it. Okay. I cannot ask for a better community of people. I love that there's people who are pushing out news on that. I love Dave on the pen. That's my birthday twin right there. And because he's actually like doing something like that takes a lot of effort and time and energy for him to do. So I appreciate that. I appreciate his content and what he pushes out also. I'm trying to think of some other content creators that I follow, and that I like, because they helped me on my journey in the beginning. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I also have, if I forgot anybody, just know, don't hold it to my heart. But in the beginning, I would say also, I think it's Charge Nurse Keisha. She has definitely, she's a great teacher. I was planning to kind of like, I'm having my website of all the different things, and like, even if I don't have an affiliate code for it, I know that I had got a lot of stuff from her affiliate codes, and I'm okay with like, it don't have to be underneath me. I'm not about making a whole bunch of money off of different things, or even like, I don't care about sponsoring brands. If it happens, it happens. If not, okay. Um, so I still want to support other people. So one thing is, I loved that she is a great teacher. She's going to teach you things that, from a nurse perspective, and I love that. I love that she's on a GLP-1 and she's teaching you from a nurse perspective. That this is just not her just trying a GLP-1. She's actually like certified in this area of expertise with patients, and she also works with like a compound company, and I actually got a couple of things from her compound company, and also got a couple of things from like supplements also from, and I'll put all that in future content. But to say that she just has great content. So listen, if you're not following Nurse Keisha, Charge Nurse Keisha, I believe that's her name, Charge Nurse Keisha. I think it's Keisha Dixon, I believe. I don't know which one she goes by, because I know she also has a TikTok, and I just started following her over there because I do watch TikTok. I did set up a TikTok last month, so I just started following her over there. But before that, I would just follow her on this side of things. Great content. She has listen, she's funny too, but she keeps it 100 for you. So I appreciate her. And then, so those are, I think that's the people in my beginning. I think it was On the Pen, Tracy Satuan. I think it was, yeah. And I think those four are just like the beginning of, like, if I just think I watched the video or so, and maybe I watched it not even on my page. Maybe I was just like in front of another computer of mine, so just watched it. I was just like, but I started to watch it at work here and there, if I had time on my breaks, when I would drive home from work. And then I started to engage more. I started to want to attend people's lives, because I do watch lives on other people's channels for other things that I am into. And so I started to watch people's lives. And so the lives that I appreciate, that I'm into right now, I do like Vanity. She is like Vanity. But yeah, she's cool. It's Vanity. And so go follow her if you're not following her. I think she has some interviews coming up soon, or I don't know when I post if it's already there. But anyway, she has good content. Go watch her if you could catch a couple of lives. Go ahead. You know, um, that's she's cool. Like she's telling about her journey, and her journey is different than some people's. Like she's also been on compound before, and now she's transferring over to brand it. And so her journey is interesting because she had an experience on something that some of us never had an experience on. Some of us has been blessed never have any insurance issues, right? Some people have to pay out of pocket for this medication. Some people get the medication for free. Some people can go to their doctor and their doctor subscribe it, call the PA, do this, do that, no issues, right? And then there's some people who struggle and to get that, and it's all okay. We're all on this journey together. So just supporting one another and listening, understanding that like your situation is not better than this person's situation, and just know that have a listening ear, because sometimes people are like asking for help, but they may not be asking for help. They may not even know the right questions to say through their lives, or um, through the lives, or even in the comments section. Some things may come off the wrong direction, but just try your best just to look at it and, try to just take it with a I don't know, a handful of honey, and just make it sweet in your response. And that makes the world a better place. I'll just say that. So if you haven't heard, so in the beginning of this, my theme song is "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson. So that's how my songs are gonna be starting out, because I'm talking to the man in the mirror. As you see my picture, it says one man, and the man is with quotes, because I do want people to understand that we are one. Okay, so we are looking, we are after the same goal. We are going to be looking in the mirror. I'm actually going to give, like, for my first 100 subscribers, so I'm going to do it up until when I get to my 1,000. I'm going to do, so it'll be 10 drawings, right? Because we're going to do 100, the 0 through 100, right? 101 through, okay, we're gonna spread it out like that, and I'll put details somewhere so everybody knows. And I'm gonna do a drawing of all my subscribers, and I'm still deciding on the ratio. I don't know if I'm gonna do 5 or 10. If I do 5, that's 5. Okay, I might do 5 or I might do 10, picking of winners, but maybe I'll do different things. Maybe, I don't know what the prizes are gonna be. I have something in mind. That's something that I'm making. I'll make it for you, but it would include a mirror, okay? Because this whole journey is gonna be about you self-reflecting. It's gonna be about you writing on that mirror. As it says, Michelle's mirror, I want it to be example, Vanity's mirror, Twan's mirror, everybody's mirror, because this is a reflection of who you are and what you're doing. But anyways, the gift that I'm giving is something that I'm making, and I will have to mail it to you. So that will be if you guys want me to mail it. If you do not want me to know your address, and you don't have, whoa, 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 whoa. If you guys, okay, I'll wait for them to go back outside. So if you don't want me to have your address, then I will try to do something where it's sent via email. Yes. Yeah, I'll do something that's sent via email, and I don't know if it'll be like an Amazon gift card. I don't know, but I have If you want a mirror, I would need to mail it to you because that's what I'll be making. I'm very creative, so I will be making some mirrors. I've actually had an event and I made like these cute little frogs, and everybody loved them. And so frog means forever relying on God. Okay, so and taking a leap into the direction you want to go to in your life. So forever relying on God, FROG, taking a leap into where you want to go. So where do you want to be? Where you are. So when you look in the mirror, right, you identify where you are today. So for example, if it was Michelle and I have a mirror in front of me, I would be putting things on my mirror like, you know, where I am, but where do I want to be? I would say I am 144 pounds. None of my hair has thinned out. I don't have any loose skin from this weight loss journey. My body is in shape. I am shaped the way I want. You will speak more to yourself about the things you want to see out of your journey. Okay? If you're going to get surgery, if you think you're going to need surgery, oh, I'm going to get surgery. Oh, my surgery went well. Speak to yourselves. So, encourage yourself. That's all I got to say. But again, you're talking to the man in the mirror. You're talking to you, and you are responsible for your results. Nobody else. Nobody else. I don't care if they're natural. Y'all stop comparing. If a person loses weight naturally versus losing weight on a GLP-1, there's no difference. Okay? Some people have to take medication for certain things in their life, and some people don't need it. And that's perfectly fine. But it's all about what you choose to do. In a segment, I'm going to have someone who lost weight naturally, 300 pounds naturally, and look at me. And I'm going to interview with that person because we need to know. And you need to know that you could do it naturally if you wanted to, right? But you choose, or your doctor has chosen that you're on a GLP-1. So y'all decide, but I'm going to do it in groups of hundreds. So first 100, put it in the thing. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do another 100, and then I'm going to do another 100, another 100 until I get to 1,000. When I get to 1,000, thank you. But I thank you for everyone who has subscribed already. Like my video, subscribe, come back and watch the rest of my journey because I do have some interesting interviews coming up with some individuals, some companies. Again, this channel is about weight loss, but just also know that I will be talking about other factors, whether that is tutoring, if it's financial literacy, if it's career, if you're needing help with other things, other factors. I will have my website. It's being developed, but it will be in the link, and there will be different things if you're interested in. You can always go and check it out. I'm trying to build a blog a little bit with my mini-me on different things of topics that I want to push out there to you guys in different content. But on this particular platform, I'm going to try to go live at least once a week if I can, and then try to post at least like 1 to 2 videos a week. If not, if I could post more, great. I do have other content that I did start already, like when I was in the gym, when I was walking, and so I'll just like put those clips like in another video where just like saying like a day of life of this or whatever, and I'll figure it out as I go along. But my mini-me is very structured and wants me to be very organized when I'm doing this. It took me like almost 2 months to get this, for me to get in front of a camera. He had to buy, I guess this is, let me see what brand this is, and I'm not sponsoring them. Oh my gosh, I know it's a brand. I don't know. I gotta look at the Rogue, I think it is. I don't know, I could be saying it wrong. Oh, it is right here. Rode, R-O-D. Yeah, so he brought these microphones with the camera and all of this other stuff that he decided to have. And then, yeah, I don't know. And then life hits, and we're trying to figure out what day is going to be good and what can I do here, what can I do there. So he is trying to make sure I have everything in order. And Twan gave me some good advice about posting 2 videos before I start. And of course, Twan, I didn't do that because I wouldn't be sitting here just blabbing my mouth. Trying to think if there's anything else. But if there's any interesting topics or anything that you want me to research, just put it in the comments section below. This week theme, I want you to tell me like the best Michael Jackson song that you like. Now, mine is Man in the Mirror. I just told you that. That's my number one. But what is your number one Michael Jackson? If you don't like Michael Jackson, you don't got to comment. You could comment another artist that you like and the song that you like, right? I think music is everything. So I think our heart beats to music. I feel like I love music. I love music. I love all different genres of music. I love music. So if you have an artist that you like, put it below. Let me know what the music, and put like a music sign or something so I know, because I love also pictures that have like music signs and stuff. So put anything like that below. I want to see what creative stuff that y'all come up with, because let me tell you, I love music. I love music. I love art. I love math. I love numbers. This journey is different for me. I don't even know how I got to 55 pounds. I'm kind of shocked. But I really gave up on everything. I still don't believe I gave up on everything. The stuff that I love, I gave up on. And I did some days, it's like, when I talk to my kids, I'm like, but the stuff that I've changed, I can live up to. I can live up to these things, because it's not like I'm like, oh my God, I need this. Oh my God, I need this. I'm like, okay, if I want to eat something, I eat it. If I want to, I'll show y'all my meals and everything. Listen, if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat, okay? You ain't got to worry about that. If it's at a family event and they cooking, I'm going to eat my plate. I was talking about, my grandma was asking me just yesterday, oh, my grandma, we have to do an interview with her. My grandmother is thebomb.com. In the sense of, she has this nice accent from Mississippi, and she's just like, I don't know, she's my doll. But anyways, I'll do an interview with her too, if she would be willing to be on camera, because I don't want to be doing that, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get her to do it. So that, yeah. So, but what I brought up my grandmother, because she cooks. She still cooks, and my grandmother is, I could have it wrong. I want to say 88. I think she's 88. I don't think she's 89. I think she's 88 this year, and she's 89 next year. I believe I'm right. And so she's 88 or 89, and she can cook some good pineapple upside down cake. Okay, you know what? I love desserts too. So let me tell you, I don't eat a lot of desserts, but let my mama make this Hawaiian cake. Let me tell you, when she makes it, I might video that. Because let me tell you, that cake, hands down, I ain't never had nobody cake that tastes like that Hawaiian cake that my mom make. And she been making that since I was a little girl. Let me tell you, she'll bring it to my school. Everybody was tearing it down. But she put nuts on it. I'm not a really big good nut girl, but but she makes her own frosting and stuff. It's good. So that and my grandmother's pineapple upside down cake, bussin'. So listen, those are my 2 favorite cakes. What is your favorite dessert? And my grandma's banana pudding, but it gotta be warm. Okay, some warm banana pudding. Okay, I can do that. But let me know below also. So song and dessert, that's gonna be on this video, and I'm gonna try to have something each time so we can engage. So as you get to know me, I get to know you, so we can create that mirror. And I want you to, if you have not, and if you don't have a spare mirror, go to the dollar store. Listen, go to the dollar store and get you a mirror, okay? Let me tell you, get yourself a mirror, and we gonna pick your favorite color, any mirror you want, and pick your favorite color pen. Get a Sharpie. So we're not gonna get a pen. We're gonna get a Sharpie, something that can stick, but I don't know if the dollar store has Sharpies. Well, okay. Listen, we gonna get a Sharpie because the some people are gonna win this because I'm making these I'm gonna be making these mirrors, and you're gonna have the opportunity to kind of like build it from wherever I leave it at. And so I'm trying to personalize everything. So I'm waiting for the winners to come, but I hopefully everybody is able to give me like a P.O. box. I know we're like strangers to each other, so I don't expect you to give me I have a P.O. box. If I was giving someone my address, I probably would give them my P.O. box, most likely, because I would not give you my physical address. So with that being said, just know if you don't have a P.O. box, we'll figure something out. I'll do like a gift card or something. I'll figure out something that works. But I will have to find a place that I can tell you to go get the stuff so you can build your mirror. And I kind of want to show you where it's at, but then there's going to be something else like, that we're going to do together. I want to take some time to do some things together because this mirror is so important. This is just the start of your journey. Now, you could have already started your journey, but this is the start of your journey, okay? When I tell you that I have changed students, adults, businesses, motivational, I speak life, okay? We are going to be in this together, and you're going to look in that mirror, and you're going to continue to tell yourself who you are and what you are and what you're expecting to come from out of this journey, okay? I don't know where you've been, but we know where you're going, okay? And that's what matters, okay? And we're going to be in this together, and I'm going to be here if we need to talk or conversate with me. I have 2 phones, and I got to find my second phone because my situation, and I got to find my other phone. But once I find it, I probably am most likely gonna have that number below in my description section with my email address, and it probably like have it available for people to send text messages. I don't know if I'm gonna have it for like phone calls, but it probably like text messages. Like if you need to conversate, you need to say something, you have a quick question that I might not be online and you just have a quick question. I want it where you feel comfortable enough to have a conversation, whether if it's just a quick text. Cool. I'm okay with that. Because sometimes it's just the small things that I realized through this journey that is so important and so key, but we may not know. And I sometimes put it in my search and try to find it, and I still don't know. On my blog, I think I'm creating like multiple different things to try to help with that. Like I'm trying to help navigate where we are to where we're going and make a connectivity. And there's just so many gaps that I noticed. So I want to close the gap. But the first thing is closing the gap. We need a mirror. Okay. So I thank you all for joining me on today. Thank you all for watching my first video. If you got to the end, I really, really thank you for joining me. This is very hard for me to do. I don't know how I did, but I'm very thankful for you just watching me. I am just a little, always nervous, and I'm creating things that I think is the most important to me. I will take suggestions. I will try to answer everyone's questions, but just be respectful and know that, I'm not perfect and neither are you. And, love is love, right? You give love, you receive love, right? And if whatever you want to receive will come back to you, but that's what you have to also give. I want to say, just make sure that you know that you are the best. You are the best of the best. And you are a frog. Meaning, you will forever rely, if you don't rely on God, you can rely on something else. But you will be a frog. You will leap to that next part and you get to look back and say, I did it. I did it. I did it. So you gotta love yourself. Love yourself first. Love yourself. Know that peace, love, harmony, all of those things lie within before it relies externally. It all exists internally. So I say peace, love, respect. Let me say peace, love, respect, and prosperity. I'm trying to see how can I end this. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Michelle needs to change her ways. If you want to make this world a better place, look at yourself and make the... There you go. Make that change. Okay. So give Michael Jackson credit when credit is due. And this is his birthday month. Hey, my MJ. But yeah. So